Hello everyone, it's Leah Love and I am back with another video. Can't wait to share this with you. I stumbled across it and it was so much fire that I had to save it and make sure that I come back to my channel and make some commentary on it. This was a video by Bevelyn Beatty and it is absolute fire, so get ready.
This address. There are two type of black people in this world, okay? One, which I like to call myself, I'm a black person. You know what I'm saying? I'm an African American woman, black woman. You know, I'm classy, I'm fabulous, I'm funny, I'm just everything. And there's such a humongous group of people who are in my same camp. We know how to eat with each other, commune with each other, love each other, speak to each other with truth, educate each other, build each other up. We come from a traditional type of value. We come from the old school to where we grew up from, we learned from our elders, things like that. But then you got a whole nother type of group of black folk in this world. And you know what they're called? Niggas.
And on that note, she's about to break it down for real, for real.
Nigga. Niggas. I said it. Niggas. Let me tell you something. So I just watched on my live people. You know what I'm saying? What I'm realizing is I have a lot of black trolls that come on my live to harass my quote-unquote white audience, right? And a lot of y'all, especially them, they like say, oh, you got a lot of white people and, you getting that white money and them white people following you and this white this and white that and this, that, and the other.
And I actually have an amazing video that is a perfect answer to the nonsense. It's one of the things that annoys me the most about Black individuals who happen to be liberal or extra pro-Black, that anytime somebody doesn't think the way they think, they ask them, who's paying you? It's a ridiculous slogan that they all repeat like robots, and it is insulting, and it insinuates that a Black person cannot actually think anything other than a victim, and if they do, somebody must be paying them to do so.
First of all, let's make something very clear, all right? Whether I got white, black, Spanish, orange, blue people following me, they're people. That's number one. Number two, there's plenty of black folk on my page following my page. But most niggas won't acknowledge those black folk because they're black people.
And niggas, as they like to call themselves, tend to become very intimidated by a Black person who has gotten out of the jail, the box, the ghetto mindset, which is that you can't do anything other than be a victim in this country.
They're classy. They agree with what I'm saying. So they're not even going to address them because the niggas are just going to be niggas and harass white people because that's all they know how to do. I see a comment of a young man who's like, people are getting harassed. And so they're like, oh my God, they're harassing them. We can't even eat in peace, this, that, and the other. A young black man says, oh, well, now you feel our pain. No.
Listen, please tell me which Black people are being harassed in restaurants, like in Mickey D's, by white people. Do you have white people coming up and overturning your tables, coming up and drinking your beer and screaming at you and yelling slogans and chants and waving big signs and breaking up parties in outdoor restaurants, acting a fool? Are white people really doing that to Black people all over this country?
Sweetie, we don't feel your pain because you're a nigga. I don't feel the pain. I don't feel that pain. I don't know that pain of being a victim.
And actually, I don't feel that pain either. I mean, to be honest, most Black people who claim that they're victims are actually not victims. They've just been brainwashed by their white liberal friends and their communist teachers and school system to believe that in 2020 in USA that they are victimized.
sweetie. I don't understand that. I'm gonna tell you why a lot of these niggas is niggas. And yeah, I'm saying it. People ain't gonna like what I'm saying, but I'm gonna call it what it is. It's derogatory because the word nigga means ignorant. And you are ignorant. I'm gonna tell you why you're ignorant. You are ignorant because you want to be a victim. And I feel sorry for you because most of the people with that mentality, they don't have fathers in their lives. A lot of you are fatherless.
And you know what? There is so much truth to this. And I know it has been repeated so many times on social media, videos about the high rate of fatherless homes in the quote unquote Black community. And although I know that the Black community is not a monolith, we do know that the numbers don't lie. And to be honest, I can't tell you how many times I've come across Black men on my Instagram page, on my feeds, whining and complaining like women. I mean, literally giving an entire dissertation about how powerless they are, about how they can't affect change in their life, and how everything is the problem stemming from white people's treatment of them. And it is the most effeminate, messed up mentality that I have ever seen. And it's unfortunate, but this issue of fatherless homes is real and it affects both Black men and Black women.
Therefore, all you know how to do is have an effeminate attitude. I mean, this is and just the response alone lets me know that a lot of y'all don't got daddies. And I'm gonna tell you why you don't. Because a real man understands the concept of solving a problem, while a nigga complains. That's what Negroes do. Complain. Ignorant people complain. You sit and you complain and you whine. Oh, white man do this to me. You need to feel what my struggle feel like. Nah, sweetie, you are effeminate. You need a daddy in your life. You didn't have no daddy. You was raised by a mama who was heartbroken. And that's why you even have the attitude that you have. Because you want people to feel your pain.
And you know what? I'm so glad she mentioned that because, in fact, in reality, that really is an issue in women-led homes. So many women are heartbroken, they are exhausted, they feel like they've been had by these men that they've been sleeping with, and then they end up turning that heartbrokenness and that anger onto their children. And they end up telling their children that men ain't shit and, this, that, and the third about the horrors and the terribleness and the terrible state of Black men. And it becomes a cycle that repeats itself because the young Black males have now had their self-esteem decimated. They tend to think that, well, they're not going to be any different than their father and their uncle and everybody else that they've heard about. And the young girls grow up thinking that, that's pretty much the way it is. You just have an entire world of idiotic men, so you may as well just make the best decision possible, the best out of the two evils. It's kind of like when Democrats are saying that, well, I sure don't like Trump, and I think Biden is an idiot and falling asleep everywhere, but I guess I just have to choose the best of two evils.
You're a clown. That's what clowns do, okay? Clowns. That's what they do. And they feed off of niggas like you. And that's why BLM can do the stuff that they're doing now, making people like me, people that follow me, my Black folk that follow me, that stand with me, look so bad. Y'all make us look bad because y'all ignorant. So
I mean, preaching to the choir. And to be honest, if we say that we are tired of the looters and the rioters out in the street acting a fool, now to the point where people online are calling them animals, they're calling them all kind of trash. They're talking about, they can't wait for these people to be dealt with and thrown in prisons. But that's the one word I hear all the time: these animals, these animals, these animals. I have a video of some young teens in a mall beating up this white couple because the white couple asked them to stop because they had walked past an elderly woman and pulled her hair. And these kids jumped on them and pummeled them so hard. And they literally are looking and acting like animals. And we are tired of it. But should we say it? Oh, you just want to be white. You just want to be approved by white people. But see, the problem is that shows just how much in high regard you guys hold for white people. Because at the end of the day, in your mind and in your words, to act civilized, to act humane, to actually think about things, that's being white. And to want to have yourself seen as that way because you truly are that way. You are civilized. You can think for yourself. You've done your research. You know how to read. You actually read. Because you're doing that, you're being white. When in fact, no, we are being the truth of what true and real Black people are. The animals, the hood, the mess, the messy messiness of these looters and rioters in the streets, that is not representative of real, true Black people.
The rest of the world will think black people are just hurt and all they care about is race and color and all they know is the struggle. But let me tell you something. There's a such thing as black people in this world that understand the concept of hard work, understand the concept of capitalism, understand the concept of serving Jesus with all their heart, mind, and soul. They exist out here in these streets. You know what? But we not loudmouths like y'all. You know what I'm saying? We don't go out just whining and complaining and want to terrorize everybody and play a hate. All y'all know how to do is play a hate.
And bloop, there it is. I mean, she just really laid it out. I mean, this entire video is complete fire. And I wanted to touch on something, but I couldn't stop her because she was really on a roll at that point. One of the things that I think is most unfortunate by short-minded or short-sighted, excuse me, and narrow-minded individuals in the Black community is that they don't understand the importance of image. It's not about trying to be white. It's not about trying to make other people approve of you. It's by having the inner stamina, the inner compass, the moral compass within yourself to know that as a people, a lot of times what one or two or a small group of your people do can affect the rest. In other words, the way you are seen, if it is that, let's take social media or movies and videos and rap music, let's say that, they're in these videos, pants sagging, talking about shooting people, women are in thongs and G-strings with twerking and all of this stuff. And let's say you're somebody in Tanzania, you're somebody in Tokyo watching these videos, this constant stream of videos with Black people acting in this way. And if you're from one of these countries where you don't know a lot of Black people, that's the image that you have of Black people. And a lot of times what people don't understand is when you do have a moral cause that you are fighting for, like Dr. Martin Luther King, you can gather the conscience of the world and people will be behind you and support you in so many ways when they see you as respectable, upright citizens with a real cause. Right now, for the past 4 months, all they're seeing is a bunch of Black people acting like animals out in the street. And we don't buy or, believe mainstream media's lies that these are mostly peaceful protests. That's a lie. There's far too much looting and rioting and personal videos being uploaded of Black people acting like straight b-holes. And it's sad because that is affecting your image. And then in the future, when you didn't have that many racists now, you got them now. You got them now because I've heard it over and over again now on social media. They're like, yo, I didn't have any ill will towards Black people or whatever, but if they didn't think I was racist or if they thought I was racist before, I'm definitely starting to be right now because I'm tired of all of this nonsense being spewed as some righteous cause by the Marxist BLM movement, who have stated that they want to dismantle the family and that they're really focusing on LGBTQ rights. They could care less about Black people.
Y'all play and hate all the days of your life. You hate. Every bit of your heart, your life, your being is about hating. If it ain't on that person, it's on that person. If it ain't on the Spanish person, it's on the white guy. You just hate all the time. That's what losers do.
And come on now, come on. Y'all know she is speaking the truth. Y'all know that a whole segment of the Black population would rather sit around watching Love and Hip Hop and on some other nonsense or on, worldwide hip hop, whatever that channel is, that's just constant beefing, constant fighting, constant hating on people, constantly thinking everybody hates you, constantly creating drama in your life. And that's a real situation with a lot of Black people, is the love of drama. And so doing these things, creating lifestyles, having these friendships where it's always keeping up this beef, rather than sitting your behind at home, reading a book, getting yourself together, learning a skill, get your money and grind and do what you got to do. A lot of people focus on that because they don't feel that they deserve anything better.
But you know what? Black folk, we don't play your hate. We congratulate. We go out. We get our own. We work hard. I'm not the only one who think like this in my family. My whole can't believe the same way I believe. We don't believe in victimizing or victimizing ourselves or victimizing others. At the end.
And to be honest, can you imagine what the quote unquote Black community would look like if more families were like that? Let's say if even 60% of the families were like that, 70%. Can you imagine the progress we would be making if we had people who thought like that?
At the end of the day, what I came from, a single family home. My mother, I told y'all, she worked at Bojangles, okay? Was a manager at Bojangles frying chicken. I didn't get no scholarship to college. I got my GED. But you know what? I went out and grind for mine. I started my business with $300. So for all of y'all who keep saying, oh, she works, white people pay her. Y'all sound so stupid, don't you?
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's true. Y'all sound stupid.
I know I own a company. Don't y'all know that? Don't you know I got people working for me? I got a secretary, and I'm not even trying to brag, but now I got to get in my bag because y'all some clowns. Don't you know I got a secretary that works for me? Are you stupid? Don't you know that when you serve the Lord with all your heart, mind, and soul, that he's going to provide for you and you can live in the blessing of Abraham? And no, do you serve the Lord for the blessing of Abraham? Absolutely not.
And see, now that we've had our fun, we're about to get into the real meat and potatoes of this. She's about to bring up such a good point. And I'm going to be talking about this more in my Patreon called The Bus Transfer on Patreon, because I think that is the real key here. We are constantly virtue signaling and acting like victims and saying everybody has done everything wrong to us, and everything that's go wrong in our lives is because of outsiders or because of white people, and not taking responsibility for our own actions is really what's killing us. And to be honest, even though the Black community is known as being so religious and deep into church, the Black community has been living in a lot of sin. And I think this is something that we don't talk about, and she's about to go into it.
But when you serve the Lord, there's benefits to righteousness. It's benefits to walking in holiness. It's benefits to living in the kingdom. It's business to understanding the concept of multiplying. God was a multiplier. God was a capitalist. Why you think he could take one man, one woman, and make 10, 20, 30 babies from one man and one woman together? Why you think he can take one seed, put it in the ground, water it, and it make thousands of fruit, whatever comes from that seed? Why do you think that's possible? Because we serve a God that's a capitalist. You take the minimal and you make the most. Duh. So at the end of the day, this is why y'all so bad and in a position.
And see, I think this is such an important comment that she made, that God is a capitalist, in the sense of being a multiplier of abundance. And so it's so interesting that so many Black people have been conditioned against capitalism. In every pro-Black book and all of the talks and videos on YouTube, it's always about, we need to get rid of this capitalist system and this pig-led capitalist system this and the capitalist system that. And so Black people have been conditioned into communist thinking, not knowing that that will make their life 10 times worse than it is now. And if that they would only accept that they themselves are worthy of entering into the capitalist system and making that money, if only they would know that, they would be able to experience a better life.
That y'all in now. And that's why y'all keep having the ammo to play a hate. And I'm addressing Black folk. I'm just addressing Black people, because usually I try to leave y'all alone. I try to ignore y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because I just believe that in y'all watching my content, you know, something will penetrate. But you know what? When you dealing with the ignoramus, When you're dealing with someone who has a nigga mind, who doesn't know nothing but being a victim and a loser and player hating on everything in his life, that's why you can't progress and that's why you can never be productive, because you're too busy hating on the next man. Stop hating.
I told you this was fire. But you know what? To be honest, it needs to be said. Somebody needs to say it.
And go get your own. Y'all be trying to get blessings while y'all living in full life sin. You wondering why God not blessing your life? Because how can you hate your brethren and say that you love the Lord? You can't do that. You can't. I'm sorry, it don't work like that. That's called player hating. Okay? When you live in sin, you stealing, you lying, you cheating, you scamming. You probably got a side, you know what I'm saying, a part-time job, but still collecting welfare. But yeah, you get mad, oh, the white guy did this, the white.
So check this out. This is why I was speaking about the sin part. You know, it's kind of a running joke or a commonplace thing that, in some segments of the Black community, that running games, running scam, killing people, thieving from people, robbing from the system because they believe that the system owes them something. Um, and people laugh about it. People just say, oh, yeah, for sure, you got to do this and you just do that. You got to do what you got to do to make your way. But that is sin. And when you steep sin upon sin upon sin, and you lower the bar of your moral compass, you reap and you sow. And what's happening is a lot of people's lives, they're blaming everybody else but themselves in regards to the repercussions of a sinful life. And let's not even go into the rampant baby mama, baby daddyism. That is still sin.
God did. I know plenty of white people who came from absolutely nothing, who came from circumstances worse than me and still was able to get up and go and grind. Because they know how to work for theirs. And this is not all white people, because you still got some white folk that are trailer trash living in the hood. I got a young friend named Cam. Cam ain't called me in a while. Cam from Houston. He grew up in the hood. His mama on drugs. He found Christ by himself. And now he's living a life and he's growing and grinding on his own. But
and that's the thing that trips me up. Don't lie, because you all know one or two extremely poor white people who are struggling and who do not have the opportunities. And so for a lot of us to constantly say that just because they have white skin, that they have a certain level of white privilege over Black people, but there's a lot of trailer trash, what they call them, trailer park white people. And I've been doing my studying, learning history about their origins and what they go through. A lot of it's very similar to poor Black life. And I know a lot of y'all know white people constantly getting arrested, doing drugs, doing whatever they got to do to survive. So to say that all white people are having an advantage over all Black people is simply not true.
Daddy wasn't in his life. His mother was on drugs. He was never given nothing. And he's white as snow. But y'all so niggas. Stop being a nigga. Just stop. Stop it. I bind it in the name of Jesus. I come against that nigga spirit in you and I say, come out. Nigga, come out. In the name of Jesus. Nigga, come out. Nigga, come out and be gone. I'm telling you now, like seriously, y'all gotta stop. You gotta stop, because the only thing that's stopping you is you. And the hatred that you have for white people, the hatred that you have for anybody that's doing better than you, it's gonna rot you away, because you can't stop. First of all, don't you know the player hating motivates? All you doing is motivating me to be the number one player in the game. You can't stop me. I got Jesus on my side. All I'm going to do is level up. And all my people who support me, all we going to do is level up, because our eyes are open. We see what's going on. While you looking at a brick wall hating. Why? Come on. Stop it. You know what? Sometimes, you know what? This is the thing about trolls that blows my mind. How do you even have enough time in your day to go on someone else's page and harass them? That shows how much of a loser you are, because I would never do that. I would never go on someone's page and harass them, even if I didn't like them. But guess what? Even though my mother even though I grew up in a single household, I had a daddy. I had a presence of a man in my life. And when you dealing with real men, when you dealing with the real masculine energy, you understand these things are for lames. Get on your grind. My dad understood the concept of working hard. Even though him and my mother wasn't together, he still understood the concept of working hard and handling his business. Work to the bone to the day he died. And my father used to always tell me, charge it to the game. You know, some certain things are just too petty to pay attention to, because he was a man. A lot of y'all that are hating, you know what, y'all grew up with y'all mamas. So all y'all know how to do is take on this effeminate attitude and just be petty and knick-knack and bug about this and that and that and that and that and that. And so rather than, you know what I'm saying, you don't know how to tap into that masculine energy that God gave you and really your dad was supposed to groom, because you ain't got no daddy. So I'm going to pray in the name of Jesus that he bring y'all a daddy. I'm going to pray in the name of Jesus that he sends you some type of mentors in y'all life. I'm going to pray for deliverance so somebody can deliver the nigga out of you.
And on that note, I'm praying for all of you too. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you would care to follow me, please hit the subscribe, hit the notification. You can also find me on Instagram with at LeahLoveOnline, or you can find me on Facebook by the same name, Leah, Leah, Love Online. And again, please subscribe, please like. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is she bugging or is she really onto something? Y'all take care. Peace.